Welcome. Right, so we're telling your followers that you started a live video. That's always a good idea. And hello, Facebook, and welcome. Hello, everyone. If you're just joining, let me know that you can hear me and see me okay. If you're watching on the replay, obviously you can hear me and see me okay. So let me know where you're watching from. And yeah, just let me know how this week has gone for you guys. If you've missed any of the previous weeks, then you can go back and catch up with those. And you can do that either on Instagram, it's a little bit harder to find, or you can go onto the Facebook group and there'll be a nice little live tab where you can go back and watch them all. So no worries there. So I'm just hoping that my internet connection stays okay. If you're here, let me know. Can you hear me and see me okay? And again, if you're watching on the live replay, let me know, how has your week been? What new creative things have you done for yourself this week? Today we're going to be talking about decluttering your Etsy shop. So let me know, have you done that? Are you thinking of doing that? Is there anything in your Etsy shop that you're thinking, yes, I could get rid of that now. It's not really in line with the business, the brand that I want going ahead. Hello, Lindsay Makes. Hello. So today is mostly all about getting rid of the old when it comes to your business. Now we're talking in terms of Etsy shop today, but even if you have your own website, wholesale client, whatever you do, it is really worth at times, and I do this at least once a year, kind of going in and just making it easy to transition into the business and the brand that you ultimately want to become. Your business should not just be a means to an end. It should actually be essentially a thing that you nourish and you get to where you want to go. And we're going to be talking a lot about this in today's video. But I'm just going to make sure that everyone can see me okay. Hello, Vixnets. Hello, HC. Samantha Jane Embroidery. Hello, Iwaladun. Hello. Let me know if you can hear me and see me okay before I really get going into this. But let me know if you've just joined. Let me know how this week has been for you, even if you're watching on the replay. Let me know whether you've actually already started to do this, and maybe you sat down in week 1 when we began to set goals and we were kind of talking more about what you wanted in 2022. Week 1 was probably one of the most powerful lives that I've done this year so far. So if you've missed week 1, please do go back and watch it, because it is definitely worth a watch. We're going to get started at about 5 past the hour, and we're going to go for about 15 to 20 minutes or so. So if you could spare that to spend it with me, then I would really appreciate it. Hello Samantha Jane. Hello Honey Clayton Creations. Hi Sophie. Clayton Illustrates. Hello. Hi Helen, how are you doing? Ericsson's been really quiet this week. First half of January was great, but it's died off since then. Yeah, I have noticed that the second half of January, as it comes towards payday, people do start to kind of ease off buying. And that is the same anywhere. I'm in a what do they call it? Like a networking group now, where there is physical brick and mortar stores, there are services, there are people that sell products online, and everyone is having a quiet couple of weeks. So don't ever think there's anything wrong with you and your shop. Sometimes buying habits can be a bit like this, as we all know. If you've been in business for less than a year, then you will find this. You will find that there are peaks and troughs within your business. It's all about how you actually use them. If you spend a peak just literally all you're doing is just making orders and doing no marketing or building your business at all, when you do have that trough, it's gonna hit just that little bit harder. So it's always worth, even when you're in the peak, keeping consistent and keeping a schedule that you are able to keep consistent in the peaks and in the troughs. Handmade Bosses team says hi folks. Hello. So I hope you guys are all doing well. Mia's workshop, hello. Fuchs H joined, hello. Welcome everyone, and let me know. So you all can hear me and see me okay, so that's good. But let me know, have you guys started to get a plan in place for how you want your Etsy business to go, focusing into 2022? Is there any products that you want to get rid of, discontinue? Are there any, is there anything in your shop that you're thinking, this doesn't embody the brand that I actually want to really become? Hi Angie Apple, hello, hi. Because it's always worth just really thinking back to week one. And again, if you've missed week one, then definitely go back and check that. And also, whilst you guys are here and we're waiting for 5 past the hour to tick over so we can get going, if you guys haven't seen my free masterclass, the 3-step framework to make more sales on Etsy by increasing your Etsy conversion rate, then you definitely want to go and see that. If you're watching on Facebook, it will be in the description. On YouTube, it will also be down below. And if you're watching on Instagram Live, it will be in the link in bio. Completely free 90-minute masterclass. So if you're all about increasing your sales in 2022, you definitely want to be getting on that. So it has hit 5 past the hour, so let's get going. So today we are going to be detoxing your Etsy shop. And what do I mean by this? Well, when we went through week one, we actually started to set goals and we almost started to build a vision. When I asked you guys, how do you see your business in 1 year's time and 5 years' time? It's all about visualizing what that means for you. And there might actually be some products in your Etsy shop right now that you're thinking, oh, I don't want to be doing this for the next 3 to 5 years, right? Let's say you've got a product that just takes so much of your time and you're thinking, is this sustainable? Can I charge enough for my time and the item itself and the, all of the raw materials and stuff like that for it to actually be a profitable product? Because we are running a business, we're not running an expensive hobby. Is there anything within your shop, guys? Let me know in the comments, and even if you're watching on the replay, do let me know. But is there anything where you're probably thinking, I just don't know if I can carry on making this thing in the current way that I'm doing it? Let me know. Because it's always about when we're in business, and even if you've been in business for 3 months, 6 months, 3 years, whatever, you will pivot and change over time naturally. Your business is a breathing, growing thing that you nurture. It's like a plant. It's literally like a tree, and it will bend, it will grow. Sometimes it will get diseased and things will drop off, and sometimes the leaves will drop, and sometimes it will be really green and vibrant and lovely. But there will be times where you do have to cut branches off. And I always love talking about branches and, how if there's something not working for you or your business, then sometimes the easiest decision is to just cut that off. And that's really the kind of vibe that we're going into in today's live. Hello, Joe. How are you doing? So the first thing I actually want you guys to do, and grab a pen and paper if you haven't already and write these things down, but I want you to look at your stats and compare them to the year before. Now, if you don't have a year before to compare it to, then just compare it for the last 3 months, last 6 months. Go as far back as you can and compare like your last 30 days to the previous period's last 30 days, if that makes sense, right? And you want to really be looking at what's changed and why you think that is. So have your views gone up? Have your Pinterest views gone down? Has SEO gone up? Has SEO views gone up, gone down? Are you finding you're getting less traffic from Facebook? Are you finding you're getting less traffic from TikTok, Twitter, Pinterest? Is social media generally working for you? Did you really ramp up efforts last year, or did you not? What has changed between what you're looking at now versus last year? Because that is a really, really good indication of what has changed for you. We're talking about mindset, we're talking about brand identity, but also we're just talking about how your business has grown, right? Irene, hello Irene, hello, I'm so excited I got my first sale. Yes, woohoo, give Irene some love, send us some hearts on Instagram, give us some thumbs up on Facebook. That is amazing, first of many. So look at your stats, what has changed, and let me know in the comments what has changed for you and why do you think that is. And then obviously if you're on Etsy and you go onto Etsy stats, it'll be like green or red or whatever else. Irene, you're getting lots of hearts on Instagram, so that's good. Helen says, I've been looking at the new feature, beta search analytics. It's really helped with my tags and wording. Although there's 4,000 and it takes a while to go through. So that has actually been in for about 18 months to 2 years. It's been a beta function for a long time. Now, I actually don't really trust it, if I'm being completely honest. So just be careful with that. It is useful and it is like a really handy dandy way, but I actually go into the individual listing stats because you get a more accurate representation, and it's not a beta function like it is the function. So that's why I haven't really done a video on it, because it's not really accurate enough personally from my point of view for me to base my listing stats on. But treat it like you do eRank. It's a tool for you to find keywords, right? And that is essentially what you guys need to treat it as. But it has been in beta for about 18 months to two years. When it first came out, everyone got really excited, but it's just kind of stagnated. So I'm not entirely sure what's going on with that. So have you had like a different social media strategy? Have you been using new keywords that are resonating more with your target audience? Have you made some new products? Really look at what has changed from last year versus this year, and really let me know what that is in the comments below, because I'd really love to kind of see what you think has changed for you, right? So that is step one to this. Irene says, okay, I'm going to swap over to Insta. Yeah, you're getting so many hearts. So the next step is to go into your Etsy shop from a shopper's perspective. Now, this is something that we used to do when I used to work in the physical retail space. One thing that we used to do every single morning would be to go across the road and look at our shop, right, from a shopper's perspective. So literally to stand there and say, right, okay, if I was someone who was walking along the street, would I go into the shop? Would I look at this window, that window? Where would my eyes go to? And it's really just a case of looking at your shop from an actual shopper's perspective. And if you need some help with this, like if you just can't help but look at it from a creator's perspective, go onto Etsy and shop for something completely random, nothing related to what you actually sell. And actually just go onto Etsy and just type in pink scrunchie or purple scarf or whatever, red hat or something like that, right? And actually just go into someone else's shop and see as a shopper what you look for, what purchasing prompts do you recognize in yourself as a shopper, and then go back to your own store and actually have a look and see how you react. Hello, Wisteria Wishdolls, hello. Helen says, my photos are definitely looking better. Brilliant. Eric says, my listings are a lot more colourful with a much higher average price point and more unique items versus a year ago. Amazing. So that can go in like your little wins workbook, right? Something that's working for you is that Helen are like, you know what, my photos are better. Good. Then we know that is a good thing to work on within your shop. We know doing that works. And the same with Eric, having a much higher average price point and more uniqueness in your product catalog really works for you guys, right? Hello, Rainbow and Ginger, hello. So go onto your Etsy shop, and this is step 2. If you've missed step 1, you can go back and watch it on the replay. But look at your shop from a buyer's perspective. Is there anything that makes you want to click off? Is there anything confusing? Something that I do see a lot of you guys doing, and I do snoop on your Etsy shops, okay? I do look at your Etsy shops, even though I'm not critiquing them or anything like that. I do go in and I make sure to find your shops. And what a lot of people do is that they have such a confusing way to purchase or buy. You know, if you've got prints, it's like this size and that size, and if you want like buy one get one free, you have to add 2 to your basket, do this. Sometimes that's such a confusing way to purchase, and you wouldn't know that unless you actually go into your shop like a shopper and look at it and say, Yeah, you know what? It's not easy for me to identify how to actually order. And that's one thing that I do notice that a lot of you guys do. You do sometimes really have to look at your shop and say, is it easy? Like, is it just add to cart, click, done? And if it's not, you might have to address that via the listing pictures. I wouldn't put it in a description only, because if you go onto the Etsy app, again, look at your shop via a shopper's perspective. If you're on the Etsy app, it's quite hard to see and scroll right down to the bottom of the description, right? So just make sure to think of things like that. Are there too many items? Are they not categorized in the right way, shape, or form? Is there not enough items? Are the colors off? Do you have a different logo on Instagram versus Etsy? And another one is that, are all your listing photos cohesive? Because this is something that really does almost kind of stroke the brain. When someone is shopping on your site, it does always matter if your listing pictures are A, really overcomplicated, B, not in line with your brand or attracting the right kind of people, and C, if they're all different colors and different this and different that, it can get quite overwhelming, and you look at it and your visual brain says, whoa, like that is insane, I need to like favorite this shop and come back later. And I have noticed that a lot of you guys have said, I'm getting favors but no views, and that could be why. People are coming to your shop and they're saying, this is overwhelming, I'm going to come back later when I'm not trying to walk the dog, feed the kids, go for a bath, on my way to work, whatever else. So the easier you can make your Etsy shop to view and purchase from, the more likely that you're going to get that immediate gratification of immediate buyers, right? Jay says, completely off topic, but I've just had my first tax return for my shop submitted. Weight lifted now to sort the shop, which has almost been neglected for the last few weeks. Amazing. Yes, it is tax time. I tend to do mine immediately when it gets submitted, because I'm like you and I will forget. It's not something that's on our list, is it? It's crazy. But the more you get into doing it, yeah, it's definitely one of those things that you go, oh, is it the end of January? I need to go and do that. Helen says, would it be easier to do these sizes as individual listings, A4 prints, A5 prints? I would test it. I would copy 5 of the items that sell well for you and do them as individuals and see whether you get more love on one versus the other. What you cannot forget as well, guys, is that when you are shopping on Etsy, you're only seeing the picture. We don't really read the title, do we? Like, we don't really read the title. We only really see the picture. And if someone is looking for an A4 family print, off the top of my head, and they see an A5 smaller one, they're going to be like, well, that's not what I want. I'm just going to scroll on past. So I would, if it was me, if you guys have got different colors or different anything, then I would test it, A/B test it, listing it separately, okay? So that's another thing that you could look at. Even just by having different color variations that people are trying to search for and they're not seeing in your shop, but little do they know they have to go into a listing and then a drop-down menu to find what they want. Is that overcomplicating the order process? Depending on your target market, it could well be. Wisteria Wish Dolls, this is something I need to focus on. Yes, well, that's good because we're all here to get on it. Happy R, I love that name. I'm new to Etsy. How many listings should we have for starters? I've got about 10, but adding more. So there's no right number. And Sophie, could you pop, this is on Instagram. If you go on my YouTube channel, I've actually got a whole video that breaks down how many listings you should have and all that good stuff. So it'll go in a lot more detail than I can on a live, but definitely go and find that video. Helen says, thank you for reminding me. Yes, exactly. It's one of those things that just goes to the back of our heads. Joe says, when it comes to listings, I see a lot of shops with some big following and some about the same size as me doing big shop updates, adding 50 to 100 listings in one go. Is it better to do this or drip feed, have nearly 50 new designs to get made and listed? 100%, I would say it depends on your launch strategy, because some shops, and I am going to be doing a masterclass on this at some point this year, because it is something that it really depends on what strategy you want. But for me, who wants like you know, I don't want the fuss. I just want things to be bought. Like I don't need to do, you know, this whole big thing. And this does happen when you get bigger. You know, you don't want the mess and the fuss. You just want people to buy stuff. So for me, if you are that way inclined, I would say just drip feed it. Do one a day, one every other day. And there is algorithmic, if that's even a word, advantages to doing that. It shows people that you're active, that you're updating things. It's just a great thing to do, I would say. But I am going to be doing a masterclass on that topic later on this year, or sometime this year. Sophie's probably laughing, going, "You'll probably do it next month," but I'm not going to. Because it does depend on how you essentially want your shop run. So that's, yeah, sorry, it's not a definitive answer, but if you're wanting like the easy route, an easy life, then I would drip feed it, if I'm being honest. Happy art is me, Irene. Oh yeah, I did know by your profile picture. So yes, hello. So just have a look at your Etsy shop from a shopper's perspective. Is there anything that's going to be putting you off? Okay. The next thing is, does your shop currently fit into your branding? Can you change your aesthetic to better match your branding? Is it also a good idea to check? Sorry, it is also a good idea to check this on your socials too. Branding, guys, and I think a lot of you guys sometimes do underestimate branding. It is not just a logo. It is not just your brand colors. It is not just a whole bunch of fonts that you just scramble together to make some social media pictures. Your profit is in your brand, and I cannot stress this enough. If you're in the Handmade Bosses Success Academy, you will know how important this is. And this is the key thing that so many people miss out on. They don't build their brand. They spend time making sure their product pictures are nice and their descriptions are good and the products themselves are good. But what they don't do is they don't focus on building the brand. And that is the difference between a handmade business owner and an Etsy shop owner, right? That is the real unique difference. One is focusing on building a brand, and that's where the profit is, and that's how you attract your target audience to you like a magnet. So every time you release something, you get sales, right? Versus the person who's like, I'm just an Etsy shop owner, I'm a small business owner. Now, if you've been with me for a while, you know that the word small business owner is like banned from the group, because we're not a small business owner. We don't want to stay small. We want to grow, we want to get bigger, right? So, off topic, but does your shop currently fit in with your branding? And no doubt, you know, versus when you guys first started out, your brand probably has changed, and that's actually okay. That's actually a really good thing, because it means that you are growing as a business and as a business owner. So just make sure that your brand does actually match your current branding or the way you want to go with your shop, right? So the next thing is, are there any items in your shop that are getting no favorites or sales or any love at all, and why is this? Sometimes when you've tried with a item that just goes into the expired listings folder, and then you redo it, and then you come back to it, and it's still not getting any love, sometimes you have to just look at that and say, you know what? I'm going to call it quits. I'm just going to get rid of this, right? And I'm going to be going into how to do that in a second. But it is normal for our business to transition over time. So knowing this, do the products from the above really belong in your shop anymore? Meaning, if you're finding products in your shop and you're thinking, this isn't getting any love, it's not really, no one's buying it, I'm not really sure, I've tried to give it some love about 3-4 times, it's just not moving. Ask yourself, do those products really belong in your shop anymore? And if the answer is no, then the reason why they're not selling is because your brand is probably attracting the wrong target market versus the brand that you used to have that used to attract a certain else type of target market. It's just the way that things do go over time. We do change, and our tastes change, and we get more niche as we go, I would say. And if you're not getting more niche and if you're just trying to sell to everybody, then we all know what happens there. But the fact of it is that, you know, even in the space of 6 months, your business is going to change and grow so much that maybe your brand that you have now isn't gonna do the work and sell the products that you made like 6 months, a year ago, whatever. Hi, Little Nest Creative. Hello. Helen says, is it best to have a listing expire or have it on automatic renew? So I 110% take off automatic renewal, guys, because what that's doing is that not only is it automatically spending your money and your renewal credits, but also it's just renewing it, and it's not giving you chance to go through and give it some love and change the keywords and all of that type of thing. So guys, just take automatic renewal off of all of your listings if you can help it, because it is hindering you, it's not helping you. So have a look at your products. Do they fit in with where your brand is now and also where you want to go in 2022, okay? And the last thing is that if you find any products that you're thinking, this isn't really vibing for me anymore, can you put them on sale? Can you do like social media competitions? And this is something that I love to do. If there's ever any products that are just not vibing with me, rather than me just getting rid of them and just throwing them in the trash, whatever, then I actually host a competition and I use that to grow my social media following. Now, if you are in the Handmade Bosses Success Academy, there's a whole module on how to do this the right way, because you can't just roll up to Instagram on a story and say, like this story, or share it to get a chance to win a necklace or a hat or soap or whatever. That's not the right way to do it, and it might actually really hurt your Instagram account or whatever social media you are actually using. But there is a great way, just use them for competitions. You could also send them out to bloggers, vloggers, and use them to get backlinks into your Etsy shop or into your own website, which will increase your domain authority. And we are getting into some advanced SEO stuff now, but use those products, don't just get rid of them. And if you are like me, where sometimes you're like, I just want to get rid of these things, give them to charity. That's a lovely way to get rid of things. But honestly, guys, coming from someone that used to have like 1,600 listings in their Etsy shop, it is best to de-stash on a regular basis. Don't ever get to where I was, where I had so many jewelry making supplies that it just took up my life. Helen says, okay, thanks, we'll go through and do that today. Yes, amazing. So guys, that is all from me. Do not forget to get your free place in my free masterclass, a 3-step framework to increase your Etsy sales by skyrocketing your conversion rate. The link for that will be in the description above, underneath, or if you're watching on Instagram, it will be in the link in bio. But I really, really hope that you guys have enjoyed today's live. Do let me know if you have enjoyed it. DM me, send me a message, leave me a comment, let me know what else you'd love to see, because I love doing these lives. But for now, guys, I will catch you in the next live, which will be happening next Monday. Bye, everyone. And bye, Facebook. Have a fab week.